Hello everyone, James Pring with the EFI again, bringing you a quick informational video on some tools, functions, and features in Fiery. This morning I want to show you guys another application for JobFlow. So when thinking about JobFlow, think really outside the box. Yes, it's a tool that helps you automate steps that you normally would do manually to have a print job print correctly without having to touch the job and touch all the steps required to lay out the job. And we focus a lot on pre-press. But I also want you to think about JobFlow as a way to automate things that are being done manually that's not necessarily considered print operations, but organizational operations. So what do I mean by that? What are you talking about, James? Well, I got an example here that I want to show you. So this is a customer who does litigation work, and they get hard copy files and digital files from lawyers who are litigating a case. And sometimes the struggle is the attorney wants the jobs printed in the exact order the pages are given to them, and they want tabs added to the job and some slip sheets. There's a bunch of variety of different things. You guys can imagine how it is in the legal world. Well, there's really no easy way to do that except for manually, putting the pages in order, digitally, electronically, manually, and then reproducing those. So JobFlow will let you do that. And the cool thing about JobFlow is you can actually pre-organize that work using Excel. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I've got this file here called FGS underscore catalog merge and set copies. I'm going to open this in Excel. It's a CSV file, but I'm going to open it in Excel just so you can see what it looks like. So treat Excel in this case as a set of instructions. So in here, what I have is a set of instructions. Forget about everything that's in the top here. That's just a description of what this does. But what I'm really doing here is in this first column, I'm telling it the location of the files that I want to pull, and I put those in the order that I want them to print. So front cover first, bedding, Direxo, flowering bulb, so on and so forth. Also, if I include this column called number of copies and I put a number in there, that will also tell it how many prints of each one of these that I want in a set. However, because I've put these in this order, I've also set it up so that these are going to be bookmarks. So each section is a bookmark, which means it's going to create a tab whenever I pull this into JobFlow. So that's the setup. Let me show you how to use it. I'm going to flip over to my Fiery now, and I'm going to pull up JobFlow. All right, so in JobFlow, I have a JobFlow called JFB ticket. And really all I'm doing in here, if I open this, all I'm doing is converting it to a PDF and I'm dropping it onto a Fiery. That's it. That's my entire workflow. So you're like, okay, well, how are we telling it to do all the stuff we want it to do? Normally that would be done in JobFlow. Well, I put the description in my Excel file. So what that means for me is now, in order to get this to work, all I have to do is grab my file, in this case, my CSV file, and drag that file directly into that workflow. And for some reason, my workflow disappeared on me. Hold on a second. Instead of having to drag each file into my workflow, I can drag just this into my workflow, the Excel file. And if we flip over to job, what it does is it goes out and finds all of the files that I want to print according to my Excel spreadsheet, and it organizes them in the order that I have in my Excel file, and it will process those. You can see it's doing it right now, and it will dump it into my Fiery. And sometimes the JobFlow screen is behind what's actually happening, so I'm going to log into my command workstation so you can see this. Wow, everything's a little slow this morning. I guess it's not woken up, just like me. And eventually what will happen is this job will end up over here in the completed. And if I do a refresh, we may see that. Connect to my Fiery here. And you'll see that when we go into the Fiery, I'm going to have a job that's ready to go. And because I'm doing tabs in this job, the only thing I'd have to do is right click, go to Job Master, say that I want to insert tabs automatically. It's going to pull that information from the job. It's going to insert my tabs with the name on the tabs, and I'm ready to print. I don't have to do anything but just print. All right, so let's see. All right, here we are. Let's see if the job has come over yet. It says it's busy. I'm running on a virtual Fiery, guys, so this may take a minute. It's a little slower than normal here. Okay, so the job is done. You can see it dumped here. And if I was to view the job, it would show me all the pages of the job. However, we haven't done anything with tabs yet. All right, so you're not seeing that. We will see it when we go here. All right. There we go. Now we're working. All right, so here it is right here. However, so it's telling me there's 62 pages, but look, there's 5. It picked up that copy 5 from my Excel spreadsheet. I didn't go in and tell it I needed 5 copies of this. So since I know that I want this printed in a certain order, the order's already done, right? What's not done is the tabs. I have bookmarks automatically now. So I have to go into Job Master and just tell it I want to apply those bookmarks to tabs. And once I do that, you'll see we'll have tabs in this job, and I'm ready to print. Now this is exactly what this customer was looking for. They do a massive amount of this stuff. It needs to be broken down into sections, and it needs to be in the order at which the documents to be printed. And they struggle with doing this. When I say it's massive, it's thousands and thousands and thousands of pages. So if I just go to chapters and bookmarks and I say insert level 1 bookmarks, every place that I designated a start for a file is going to create a tab. There you go. And you noticed it picked up the name of it. Front cover, bedding flowers, direct style flowers, so on and so forth. At this point, the reason why it pops into the screen, this is where I could adjust the size of the font, okay, the color of the font if I wanted a different color. Any attribute that's necessary I could change, and I can apply it to just a single tab, or I could come down here and say apply it to all sets, okay, and then you can see it changed it on all of them. So at this point, if I click OK and I close this file now will be saved as a Job Master file with those tabs in it, and when I print this job, it's going to print 5 sets in the order of the files that it was received, and with the tabs inserted and turned on. So, another great feature about JobFlow is you don't have to manually build a complex JobFlow workflow. You can build it in Excel with certain triggers and just drop the Excel file in, and it'll carry out the command. So I just want you guys to see that. Happy selling. Let me know if you need help.